Well, hello everyone, this is Commissioner Tom. It's Saturday, I think it's the 29th of November. Cold day here in Ohio, but at least we got rid of the snow cover, most of it. And boy, I've been like a caged animal, not been able to get out and do any field walking, and just kind of been early winter here in Ohio. So now that I had a opportunity to find some open ground here, I thought I'd get out and walk around. This is a place I've looked before. I've not really found much here. Been out here for about a half an hour, but I think I actually have one. And not sure what. Doesn't look like it's all there. But hey, anything today would be a plus. Boy, that's got a real, if I'm looking at that right, it's got a big bifurcated base there. Interesting looking point. Yeah, too bad. That would have been a good one. Looks like it's broke twice. But I'm just happy to get out of the house, walk around in the dirt, get some fresh air, walk off some of the Thanksgiving calories. Okay, well, if I find anything else, I'll turn the camera back on. Okay, well, maybe I'm on to a good spot here. This is just a couple minutes later. Another broken one here. Serrated thing. Okay, well, that's a good sign. If I find anything else, I'll get the camera back on. Okay, well, didn't have much to show for my day, but it was nice to get back out and walk a field. Been kind of cooped up indoors here for most of the month of November, so it was nice to get back out. I want to show you a couple things here. First of all, take a look at this point that I found today, and when I saw it, I mentioned it was a bifurcate point, and I tend to use that term more generically than anything because I think there's a lot of confusion about the different types of bifurcate points out there, so I decided to look into it a little bit further, and maybe I'll try to give you an idea of the different types of these points, at least from Northeast Ohio perspective. Now, what's interesting is last year, you may remember me finding this point, and this was in the field next to where I was hunting today. And so this is another, got one of those bifurcated bases. But I think this point is different than this one. If you look at this one, this is a little bit more of a lobed base, and this has a little bit more of a, those are more pointed, which I've always understood to be what we would call a Lake Erie bifurcate. And in looking a little further, really, I just kind of uncovered what I think is a lot of confusion, and I'll show you what I mean here. So in the Ohio Flint Types book, if you, I'm going to take this off so you can see better. If you look here, you'll see these are identified as St. Albans points. And this looks very similar to the points I'm talking about here. There's some examples of them. If you look in, and this is the Overstreet 13th edition, he does identify a Lake Erie bifurcate, and you can see where I'm kind of getting the Lake Erie bifurcate from. But he also has LaCroix points, which a lot of you would more identify with the name LaCroix point. very similar. And the LaCroix points, at least Overstreet identifies them as found in the southeast, south and southeast, maybe Tennessee. And then to further complicate things, if you look at, and this is Noel Justice's book, he has in the LaCroix cluster, he has LaCroix points and Lake Erie bifurcated points, but these are what he identifies as Lake Erie bifurcates, and these as LaCroix. So, pretty safe to say that there's not a lot of there's a lot of variations in what people are talking about with LaCroix points. Here's a this is from the Ohio Historical Society. That's what they identify as a LaCroix point. Let's see if I can go back and show you another one here. There's a McCorkle, which has more of a indented base than a notched base. And then here's their St. Albans, similar to what I'm talking about. I'll show you a couple other examples here of some points I have found in that area. Now here's one that I would have pretty much identified as a Lake Erie bifurcate. Okay, I'm going to stop this just a second. I'll be right back. Little camera malfunction there. So we took a look at this one. A little more of a pointedness to those barbs on the base. I would have probably called this one a LaCroix. Now I have several examples of these, and so I'm kind of confused now as far as what to call that. Again, around here, that might be called a St. Albans, it might be called a Lake Erie bifurcate, or maybe even a LaCroix. Here's a big one that I found a couple years ago. Kind of a long, narrow point. In Overstreet would call this a Lake Erie bifurcate. And Converse in the Ohio Flint types would call that a St. Albans. So you can kind of see the confusion. Now I do have a couple other points here that I would call these Kanawha or Kanawha points. So they've got the typical base, but they're very broad cross section. Here's one where you actually even see the ears on that kind of almost going straight out or up a little bit. So anyway, there's just kind of a look at some of the different types of bifurcates and look at how different sources identify these points. Feel free to chime in if you have some opinions on those. Again, the one I found today I think would fall more toward, it's kind of a mix, it's got that wide cross section, maybe more toward a McCorkle. Okay. Well, that does it for today. Thanks for tuning in. This is Commissioner Tom signing off.